All right, fellas, what's going on? This your man Lucky. I'm back with another one. Listen, guys, when I was younger, right, my pops once told me, never argue with a fool because people might not be able to tell the difference, right? Now check it out, right? When I was younger, man, my pops used to have all these, philosophical quotes, man, and stuff like that. When he told me never argue with a fool because people might not be able to tell the difference, right? I never really understood like what he meant. I think me and him might have probably gotten to an argument or exchanged words or something like that, man. I think that was just his way of telling me, you look like a fool arguing with me. I think that's probably how I took it, man, until later on in life, man. I started to realize, especially, y'all know what I'm talking about, man, especially dealing with women, man. Listen, never argue with a woman, guys. I'm telling you, never argue with a woman, man, because it might make you feel like a fool. Never argue with that, man. Listen, guys, you ever got into an argument, man, with a woman, man, and you're going back and forth with the woman, and you get to a point where it's kind of like, yo, what are we even talking about? Or it gets to the point where she's proving your point, and then when you bring that to her attention, you're like, yo, that's what I said. Like, we were going back and forth with this for 10 minutes, and you just said what I said. Then they think about it. Then they want to change their stance on it just because they don't even know what they just going back and forth, man. Listen, guys, do not waste your time arguing with women. Well, first of all, arguing with a woman, right? Arguing with your woman is just detrimental to your relationship, okay? So you don't want to do that, right? You just want to hold your masculine frame, man. Be a man, be masculine, and when y'all come to a disagreement, man, you settle the issue, in a masculine way, without having to argue, raise your voice, and talk about stuff that happened, a week or two ago, or bring all kind of stuff that has nothing to do with whatever it is that, y'all disagreement is at that point in time. That's not masculine, okay? Arguing is emotional, okay? Guys, you do not want to be emotional when you're dealing with women, so just don't argue with them. But if you do get caught up, or if you don't know no better, you just the type of guy that you argue with women. Like, it happens. Like, you trying to prove your point, she trying to prove her point, you trying to prove her wrong, she trying to prove you wrong. I mean, it happens, man. In my younger day, I didn't know. Yo, when we get into it, we get into it. I didn't realize that, number one, it compromised my masculinity. You understand what I'm saying? It made me less masculine. Like, she was able to get me out of my masculine frame, or maybe I was just able to get myself out of my masculine frame. I can't put the blame on her. I put the blame on me, because at the end of the day, anything that I do is on me. So I was out of my masculine frame. But at that point in time, I wasn't all about masculine. I didn't know. Put it like that. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't know. So, we argued. I'm trying to prove my point. She's trying to prove her point. I didn't realize what it was doing to the relationship. I didn't realize what it was doing to me. Now that I know, you understand what I'm saying? What I do is I do things to even prevent an argument from even happening. If you stand in your masculine frame 99% of the times, and you do everything the way that you're supposed to do, you're not even going to get to the point where you're going to be arguing with a woman. You're not even going to get to the point where that woman feels as though she can even argue with you. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of time, man, arguments get started because of the attitude that comes along with whatever disagreement you may have. You understand what I'm saying? And if you haven't enforced or shown or how can I say, exude. I don't want to use words that I usually don't use. I don't want to make it sound like I'm, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think of the right word, but if you don't enforce or show, you know what I mean, or move within your masculine frame, a woman is going to feel like she can come to you any type of way when she has a disagreement. But if you carry yourself, right, if your mannerism is that of, a masculine man, and you're in your masculine frame, she's not going to come to you like that. You understand what I'm saying? So that has a lot to do with it. So if you have a woman that comes to you, if your woman, I'm saying, comes to you with the attitude to where she feels like she want to be argumentative and stuff like that, you're not doing something on your part. You're not enforcing that you are the, you're the masculine in the relationship. okay? She does not feel that. She feels as though she's the masculine and she can come to you with this type of aggression. 9 times out of 10, she feels like that because she knows that there's not going to be any consequence or repercussion behind her action. You know what I mean? Or if there is any consequence or repercussion behind her actions, she doesn't care. She's not afraid. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is. Guys, if you don't keep a woman in a mindset to where there are going to be consequences and repercussions for the things that you do, she's always going to do whatever it is that she wants to do. Period. Yo, if I could show up to my job late every single day and I don't get written up, you know, they don't call me in the office, they don't suspend me or whatever the case is, I have no reason to show up on time. I'll get there when I get there. It is what it is. But if I show up late once, they call me in the office, right? We have a verbal discussion about it. Okay, I show up late a second time. Okay, now they put it on paper. They write me up. I show up late a third time. Okay, this is your final, this is your final chance, man. After this, we gotta let you go. My behavior is going to change unless I don't care about losing the job. It's that simple. Guys, if she doesn't care about losing that spot that, you put her in, then she's going to do whatever it is she wants to do with no regards to any type of consequence or repercussion, because it doesn't matter. The consequence or the repercussion doesn't matter, or the fact that there's probably going to be no consequence or repercussion, okay? Let me get back to the argument. If a woman feels as though she has to argue with you, first of all, more than likely she doesn't even respect you, okay? More than likely she doesn't even respect you. But look, from time to time, things get heated, emotions get involved and all this kind of stuff, and I get it. Guys, do not argue with a woman. It will make you feel like you're a fool, okay? Arguing is emotional. You must understand that. Emotions are a woman's game, okay? Emotions are a woman's game. As men, we're not really that tied into, our emotions. The only time we're emotional is really when we mad and we just letting all that stuff out. You know what I'm saying? But properly venting our emotions, we don't really do that. It just comes out in big bursts, right? When we just can't take it anymore, like a pot that's boiling. We can't take it anymore, and it starts whistling. You know what I mean? Remember the coffee pots, when you heat it up and all that steam is inside, and then it starts whistling, letting you know, okay, this water is hot now, the steam's coming out. That's how a lot of men kind of deal with their stuff. So when you arguing, man, you letting all of that stuff out and you're not really thinking. You're not in a logical mind frame. Logic takes time. You got to think things out 2 and 3 times before you say it. You gotta process what was said. You gotta think about it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. That's why a lot of times, man, when something comes my way, when an issue comes my way, I gotta sit back and I gotta take time. Okay, hold on, let me think about this. I'm not the type of guy that can, as soon as an issue comes up, I can just boom, boom, boom. That's not me. Now, if it's a situation where a decision has to be made, yes. But I'm talking about when it's like she feels some type of way, I feel some type of way. Okay, let me take some time because I feel some type of way. It's feeling based, and I can't make decisions based off of my feelings. I have to make decisions based off of my logic, okay? So I have to give myself time to, okay, let whatever feeling I have to, especially if she came to me sideways. You know what I mean? Especially if she came to me sideways, because I'm quick. Let me tell you something, man. The way I go wrong is I'm dealing with a woman. A lot of times women like to settle things right then and there. A lot of times they be like, yo, we got to solve this right now. For me, sometimes I can't solve every problem right now. If there's a situation to where, yo, give me 20 minutes, give me 30 minutes. Let me process everything and then let me come back. If it's a situation like that, then that's what I need to do. But what happens is I get baited. Nah, we're going to talk about this now. Yo, just give me 5 minutes. No. I don't have 5 minutes. Why we can't discuss this now? Okay, cool. You want it? Here it comes. Boom. And then when it comes, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why you say that? Why you say that? Why you do that? I'm like, yo, listen, I told you just give me 5 minutes. Give me 10 minutes, man. Let me just figure everything out first. Let me calm down. But nah, you wanted it, so I gave it to you. Now they mad. Look, guys, do not argue with women. It's counterproductive. It does not make sense. Number one, it's not. It doesn't help your relationship at all. It creates silent enemies. I'm telling you, it really does. I learned it the hard way. But arguing, it just is not good. You know what I'm saying? And then next, guys, when you argue, people might not be able to tell a dip. Yo, it's crazy. I'm telling you, man. But nah, for real, man. Listen, arguing with your woman it doesn't make sense, man. It does not make sense, man. Sometimes I'm arguing with a woman and I'm like arguing with myself. I'm going in circles. I'm going back and forth, and it's just crazy, man. Guys, man, listen. Stop arguing with women. It's non-productive. It'll make you go crazy, and you won't know who the fool is. You'll feel like a fool arguing with a woman when it's all said and done because you just wasted a whole however long you was arguing. Now you all messed up for the rest. Don't argue with women, man. It doesn't make sense. It's non-productive, man. People might not be able to tell who the fool is. You know what I'm saying? Is it you or is it her? I'm gonna tell you right now, if it's you the fool. You look like the fool and you're gonna feel like the fool simply because you may be 100% right in your argument. Whatever point that you're trying to get across, you probably be 100% right. She could be 100% wrong. It doesn't matter. Listen, man, don't argue with women, man. It's non-productive. Don't do it, fellas. Listen, man, I'm out of here, man. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. I hope y'all good, man.